Hey everybody, it's review time. Today I'm looking at the Comm Nylon ID wallet. I've owned it for about 3 weeks, almost 3 weeks, and a little over 2 weeks. I've been carrying it every single day in that time and just kind of putting it through its paces. I paid $6.95 for this from endtimesreport.com from their survival shop, but this is originally available from countycomm.com. They sell it for $6.50. Now the reason I didn't go with CountyComm for my purchase is because their shipping price was a little high for me, and living in California I also was paying sales tax. So I decided to go with endtimesreport.com to save a little bit on shipping, and they don't charge me out-of-state tax. So that was a nice little option, and for those of you in California, or for those of you who find the shipping price too high on countycomm.com, definitely check those other guys out. There are two versions of this wallet. This is the nylon version, as its name, Nyla, would imply. There is also a leather version. It's all black leather, but identical in its design. The same two exterior pockets, inside two interior pockets. Like you might have seen in my EDC update, my latest one, I've put some TurboGrafx turbo chips inside the wallet in place of credit cards, because obviously I can't show you my ID or my credit card, so I'll put these in their stead so you can kind of get some idea as to the overall size and fit. The dimensions on this are 3 inches wide, 4 inches long, and when it's empty, it's 3.5 millimeters thick, so, or thin, I should say, very, very thin. 6 1/8 inches open, so very, very small compared to your average wallet. In fact, let me grab my Victorinox zip-around wallet so you can see a size comparison there. So you can see, actually, and I showed you in my, I think in my initial purchase video of this wallet, I showed you that it actually fits all the way inside my old wallet, and I can even zip it all the way closed inside. So very thin, very light, very small, excellent option if you have small pockets. This is a great option for a front pocket carry, so definitely keep that in mind. And the weight on this, when it's completely empty, is 0.6 ounces. My scale is kind of jumping between 0.6 and 0.7. So very, very, very light. You know, probably even lighter than the Leatherman Micra or the Leatherman Squirt that you might have in your pocket or on your keys right now, at least when it's empty. So capacity, and I did tell you we got the 4 pockets, 2 exterior pockets and 2 interior pockets with clear plastic windows. The capacity that what I carry in it typically is 3 credit card size cards on this side, 3 on this side, and then up to about 5 bills of cash behind those on either side. And I'll kind of separate them into small bills and large bills on either side. And that's all I carry. I did try carrying stuff in the outer pocket, but I prefer to have everything inside. Not for any particular reason, some sort of bizarre peace of mind, I suppose, but that's just the way I carry it. But as far as I can tell, you can reasonably fit up to 4, credit cards, gift cards, ID cards in each of the interior pockets, maybe as many as 5. But when you get to 5 or more, it really seems to kind of stress the little internal pocket itself. The plastic kind of stretches and deforms a little bit. It seems a little excessive, and you also, since you have stuff going in the outside pockets potentially, you're kind of limited to about that same amount. So between the inside and the outside, you probably don't want to put any more than 4, maybe 5 cards total. Some of you will probably buy this and stuff it with 12 cards and think I was crazy, but just to me, once you start putting that many cards in here, you really should start looking for a larger wallet that has more capacity. I think this one is really well suited to just a small handful of cards and cash, if any. Business cards, the same, very, very few. So I would say total on each side, including the inside and outside pocket, comfortably maximum about 4 to 5 cards, and then maybe a little bit of cash in addition to that. When I went from my Victorinox wallet to this wallet, I actually removed several credit cards, and it was kind of nice because in a way it gave me an excuse, or gave me the time to kind of think about what I actually need in my wallet and what is actually useful. So I excised several credit cards, some business cards, a little reward member card, all that extra junk. I usually try and thin that pretty well, but this pretty much forced me to remove a lot of that. So I did. I took a bunch of that extra stuff out, and I narrowed it down to 3 of my most commonly used credit cards on this side, my ATM card, my ID card, and then my insurance and registration behind those on this side, and then, as I mentioned, up to 5 bills of cash in either pocket. I would say if you're a fan of a big, thick wallet, now it's kind of come into the social lexicon, you know, has come to be known as the George Costanza wallet. If you have a George Costanza wallet, if you're a Seinfeld fan, you know what I'm talking about, with that really thick wallet that almost kind of lifts you up on one side, and you carry a ton of cards, a ton of receipts, business cards, tons of cash, everything. This is not the wallet for you. This is for someone that wants a very slim wallet, no fuss, no muss, no bells, no whistles, no zippers. You know, what you see is what you get. There is absolutely no extra hidden space anywhere. This is just as slim and as light as you can get it. So if you don't have a lot of stuff to carry, or if you're not a big cash carrier, this is definitely the wallet for you. Now, as far as comfort, I do find it to be very comfortable, almost due entirely to its thinness. Once this is in my pocket, it completely disappears. And as I said before, if you are a front pocket wallet carrier, this should be your #1 choice. You should definitely be looking at this, because that thinness in the front pocket means that you can kind of bend and move and walk, and you pretty much won't even notice it's there. Now, I don't carry my wallet that way typically, but off and on over the last couple weeks, I did try it out just to see how it carries, and it's just as comfortable in the front as when you're carrying it in a rear pocket. So either of those options is going to work great. I should mention regarding cash, if you're a big cash carrier, or if you carry cash frequently, if you are always having to deal with bills, you might not like this wallet, especially if you're impatient. So, you know, the major downside to carrying cash is that there isn't a full billfold inside where you can just slide the bills in without folding them. You have to individually fold the groups or individual bills before placing them in the wallet, and it's not as quick to get in and out. So I go to yard sales and swap meets a lot, and I always have cash on me, and so for me it's a bit of a nuisance, but it's something that I'm slowly getting used to. Just keep in mind, every time you go to buy something, you've got to unfold your wallet, take all of the bills out, you know, unfold it, take off whatever amount that you need, and then after you get change, you kind of have to wrestle with fitting it back behind the cards, which isn't always easy if you're in a hurry, or if you're walking. A lot of times, you know, you can just quickly walk away from the register and, you know, put stuff back in your wallet. And with this one, it's going to take a little bit more thought. A lot of times I found myself having to stop and carefully fold the bills and then slide them in behind the cards. As far as placing cards in and out of the wallet, I did find a couple issues with that, nothing major, but because it has these clear plastic windows, I find them to be a little bit grippy or grabby. So a lot of times if I have, you know, several cards in my cash and I want to get the second or third card out, pushing on this doesn't always slide it all the way out, and it's because sometimes the cards get caught on the seam right there along the edges of the pocket. And then also because the plastic, like I said, is very grabby or grippy, so sometimes it just doesn't want to let go. And that's something that I think over time will loosen up, but as of right now, it's a minor frustration. But considering the price and the overall size of this wallet, you know, keeping our expectations realistic, I think it's going to be fine. Something else I've noticed about the plastic windows, and I'll show you with a little piece of white paper here, is that the cards on the inside tend to transfer. Well, you can kind of see where some of the ink from one of my cards, or the printing on the outside of the card, is transferred to the inside of that window, and it did it on the other side as well. And also on this side, some of the printing, or the raised portions of my credit cards, the numbers, actually started to make a bit of an impression on the plastic, and so some of the little silvery print that's on those numbers on my cards was left behind. So you know, again, keeping your expectations realistic, the price and the quality and the materials used, not a big deal. And I imagine that over time, as you put cards in and out, and as these windows wear, they'll probably become a little bit scuffed, but in a good way, to where things aren't catching and you're not transferring the print from your cards or the contents to the inside of the window. You know, it might become a little bit hazy or a little bit fuzzy looking, but it'll still remain, you know, completely transparent, so you'll be able to see things inside. And depending on what you carry in your wallet, those transparent windows can be a big boon. You know, if you have an ID that you're constantly checking your information on really quick, or if you have a credit card and you're you know, often flipping open your wallet to, you know, punch in your credit card when ordering online, that's handy, not having to take the cards all the way out. At least not the two outermost cards. So, you know, that's a nice little plus too. I'm about 10 minutes into this review, so I should probably try and cut it short right here, but you know, there's not really too much to say about this wallet. I hope I touched on some things that either, you know, you hadn't been thinking of, or maybe some issues that you had been curious about. And I hope that gives you a little insight into how this wallet's going to perform for you. So just to give you kind of like a slight recap of what's been said so far, the pros of this wallet are that it's thin, it's light, it's comfortable, easy to carry in your front or rear pocket. Obviously, it's very inexpensive. It seems durable and well made. I haven't carried it for that long, but it seems like it's going to hold up well over time. The clear ID windows are handy for reading info from your credit cards and your ID. And then my cons, and there aren't very many, are you know, there isn't a lot of room in the wallet. You must fold your cash in order to store it, and those windows are sometimes annoyingly grippy. But you know, very minor issues that I don't think are going to bother a lot of people. Overall, highly recommended. Great wallet. Will I keep using this wallet forever? You know, going forward, am I going to stay using this wallet, or am I going to switch back to that Victorinox zip around wallet? For now, I'm going to stay with this because the size is so nice, and it's so thin, and it just so completely disappears. I tend to wear tighter pants, the slimmer fitting pants, and you know, having a big bulky wallet looks kind of funky in my pocket, and it's kind of uncomfortable from time to time. So it'll be nice to kind of get away from that and just use this. So going forward, I'm going to try and use this wallet exclusively from now on. And if that changes, if I decide to switch to another wallet or try a different wallet, of course I'll come back and let you all know. That's pretty much the entire review. Simple wallet, simple review. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll talk to you all soon. Bye.